Hello everybody, Caden here today with another episode of Minecraft Dinosaurs, and today we're back on the world to, well, do some stuff I said we were gonna do, which is we're kind of gonna work on just getting the park to look a bit nicer. So I asked questions, I believe, last episode, like what did you guys want to see? I believe the vast majority of the requests were for me to fix the Brachiosaurus exhibit. And we will do that, but probably not today. Mostly because, excuse me, my throat's a bit dry. Mostly just because realistically, if we want to head over there real quick. Oh wait, I have food. Yes, I do. Like I was looking over at the Brachiosaurs and, I don't know, I just kind of realized I don't have a plan yet for what their exhibit's gonna look like. In fact, I have very few plans for how any of these are going to look like. Oh my gosh, that was a creeper. That's a zombie. What? Man, I need to like this world up better. Yeah, I came over here. I was looking at this exhibit, and I have absolutely no idea what's going to happen here. I really don't. It's gotta, I want to put some more research into or not really research, but like brainstorming some ideas of what I want and how I want this to look. In fact, I'm considering putting like an awning or something over this side of the path because that could look really cool. Maybe even elevating this path a tiny bit. But that's the thing, it's like I don't have any concrete plans for how the Brachiosaurus exhibit is going to look, so we're not really gonna work on it today. And then I was thinking, oh, also, I moved the other Ankylosaurus back over here, so it's back in the exhibit now. I kind of was just looking around the park and I was like, I realized I have no plans for anything right now. So I was thinking to myself, I was like, well, what can I do? What can I do? I want to make at least, an episode of Dinos today. I was like, so I feel like I should do something. And, oh, also, I did actually do something off camera that I definitely could have done for today's episode, but I don't know. I just started working on it off camera and yeah, it's not finished, I guess, but it's mostly finished. I just came in through and worked on the Edaphosaurus tunnel, so it's now mostly finished. And yeah, you could take it all the way up here. It looks super nice and clean now. And yeah, and then you come back down. And I need to finish up the entrance a bit, but other than that, it's pretty much done, and I'm pretty happy with how it looks. But yes, anyway, I was like looking around. I was thinking like, come on, Caden, there's got to be something you could do. And part of me thought like, oh well, I could just throw something together, just kind of try to make a nice looking exhibit for something, or like just kind of try to improve, one of the current exhibits. I don't know, I was like, I don't really think that's kind of that interesting. I don't want to basically be spending all my time trying to make an episode and build something, but then know I'm not going to be happy with what I built in the end of the day, and know I'm probably going to tear it out and rebuild it later. So I decided it wasn't worth it to just kind of throw something together and try that. So I figured I should do something I know I've wanted to do for a little while, and I knew it was very easy for me to do, and I did a tutorial on this not too long ago, so we've kind of got that coming. Actually, I want to run back to the storage room real quick. I want to get some stairs and slabs. Basically, I just thought, you know what? Here's a quick little fun thing I can do, and you guys can watch, and that is basically we're just going to texture up a bunch of the rocks. What was that? Okay, it was a shadow. I thought there was a compy here, and I was like, oh my goodness, how did they escape? But anyway, yeah, I think we're just basically gonna work on on this, making a few little upgrades to our current exhibits, and I think that's a good way to go about it. Again, I don't feel like it's really worth it to try and make some big fancy looking upgrade that, I might not even like at the end of the day. And if I know I'm gonna like the rock wall stuff, why not do it? And it's something I've said I needed to do for a long time, so why not? That also reminds me. So, while people were commenting this, and I honestly agree with these people, I think I need to kind of slow down a bit with dinos. Not just... That doesn't mean slow down with episodes, but I mean slow down with what I'm doing in each episode. I don't need to be, doing tons and tons. Actually, we should just do that way. We don't have to worry about too much stone. I don't need to be doing like massive builds every single episode and like, you know, trying to like do, you know, like a monolithic structure every video, because I mean, come on, that's a bit unreasonable for me to even really attempt, because, you know, I haven't got tons and tons of time for all this. So basically what I'm saying is I still want to try and upload as many Dinosaurs videos as I can, but we're going to take a bit of a slower approach and just kind of relax a bit more with it. Oh. Hi, Tumbleweed. Trying to get out. Yep. So yeah, I don't know. I figure we might do a few more episodes kind of like this, at least until episode 50 of just, we'll come into the world, and I don't know, I'll just do like little projects, cleaning up the park, and we can do that for a few episodes. Just kind of improving little things, making it look a little bit nicer, because despite my best wishes, I probably won't finish the park, obviously, by, you know, by the final episode. Just realized, yeah, she could probably get out if I put a stair there. That's the problem with like all this, is it's like, I want to put like stairs and stuff in, but I know full well these dinosaurs will escape if I put them in the wrong place, and that's kind of annoying. So I guess we can just kind of like layer them in like that in a few places, just kind of throw some stuff in. But yeah, so I guess basically, long story short, we're just gonna take it a bit more chill for now. Kind of relax a bit more with the series. Also, I have to say real quick, like, I am immensely blown away with how popular the Bughouse build has been. Like, I don't know, it's kind of hard to explain, I feel like, because I don't know, Dinos, I mean, it was performing all right, but like, you know, it was kind of lacking views. There wasn't tons and tons of support anymore for the series, and I was kind of like, okay, you know, I might try and like not get rid of it, but I'll maybe stop uploading it as much and start uploading other things. But then for some reason that I still don't understand, you guys like absolutely loved the blah, 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 blah. I can't remember what it's called now, the Bughouse build. And that really surprised me, because I didn't feel like that was going to be a super popular thing. I was like, oh yeah, we'll just build this Bughouse, because I've been wanting to do that for a little while now, and you know what, why not? Just get it out of the way, do this little build I've always wanted to do. So yeah, I don't know, thank you guys. I'm really glad you guys have enjoyed that build. Hopefully I can bring some of what made that build really good over to the rest of the park. You know, kind of better terrain, better plant usage, stuff like that. Kind of breathe a bit more life into the zoo. No, that doesn't look good. I have to say, it's always harder to build these rock walls in survival. Mostly because, well, again, like I build most of like the really fancy rock walls in my like zoo worlds and stuff, not my dinos world, because to be honest, it's kind of difficult sometimes to build these things without it, you know, looking weird. Which is something I totally get why people like sometimes struggle with this, because like it's, I mean, I think they're easy once you kind of get like the technique down, but even in survival, it's sometimes difficult just because, you know, you don't really have as, I would say at least, you don't really have as good of a like overall picture of what you're doing. You kind of know what you're doing, but like you have to take more frequent steps back to see like, hey, how does this actually look? And that actually looks pretty good, I think. Yeah, I like this. We could use a bit more cobblestone like over here. And then like this. My house, I thought it was like some sort of zombie or something. I like this. I think that looks a lot better. It's not like crazy like we've done in like some of our tutorials or anything like that, but it's nice. It looks good. I like that. And yeah, we'll just basically come along the rest of the rock wall. And I think we'll start with the cobble this time. And yeah, just kind of like chuck it in a few places. Like this, yeah. All right. It would definitely help if we had the what is it, the slabs and stairs for regular stone. So that way, like, a lot less of this is just straight up cobble. Although that looks kind of cool. And then we'll throw in maybe like one more bit of cobble like right here, and then the rest of it will just be andesite to give a bit more texture variation. Is this exhibit lit up? This exhibit is one of the lit up ones. I do want to sleep though, just because it's easier to work in daylight, because you kind of have a better idea. Well, that's one of the problems with building with shaders sometimes, is just, I don't know, sometimes you get used to building in the lighting it gives you, which means when you take the shaders off, sometimes things don't always look as impressive, just because, well, you know, you built it in a specific lighting. Granted, it sometimes works in the converse. Something that looks really good without shaders usually is too dark with shaders on. I had a lot of problems with that whenever I build like some sort of like mountain house or something, and I put shaders on. I'm like, oh, this is gonna look so cool, and then it's like pitch black in there, and I can't see anything, and I'm like, well, this was pointless. But anyway, let's head back in here. Yeah. I'm actually really happy with this so far. I think this is definitely improving the overall look of the exhibit. Just kind of giving it a bit more character, which I always think is a good thing in building exhibits, because it's like, you know, it makes the exhibits look a lot less boring and one-dimensional, because you got bits of flair of color and just points of interest that kind of, I don't know, just draw your eye. But also, you know, not having it be so contrasting. It's why I don't really like using so much cobblestone, but again, like, we only have cobblestone stairs. I might remove this and replace with some andesite just to kind of, yeah, like that. And see, like, I think all of this already looks a lot better. I think the andesite definitely, I like it a lot more than the cobble, and how it like blends in, because it gives like, you can tell there's texture variation, but it's not like an overpowering texture variation. I don't know. I actually want to see something, because I think I have carpenters on now, so. Do we have like andesite slabs? Brownstone. Nope, we do not have any sort of andesite slab, which is unfortunate, but I guess there's not much we can do about that. Also, this is funny. I don't know. I haven't talked about this in a few episodes, so I don't know. I was just looking over here recently, and I forgot this was going to be the Gallimimus exhibit originally. They were all gonna go over there, not in the big enclosure I ended up making. It annoys me so much though that those Gallimimuses just stay in that one corner. It's so annoying, because I'm like, I built you this massive exhibit to run around in, and they just, it's like buying like something for a cat, I think. Like, you know, you buy it like some toy and all it cares, or even a child really. You buy them a toy, what do they care about? The box. And you're like, what? Granted, I think it must be a bug with their AI. They must have like found something that they want, but can't get, I guess. I don't really know. It's a mess. That's all I'll say. It's actually super annoying. I wish it wasn't the case, because, I don't know, I think it'd be cooler to have them like walking around and stuff like that. All right, now let's just come through here. Cobble, cobble. Whoops, wrong button. That's kind of cool. Me filling in the thing I just said was cool looking. And then we can fill in this one. Whoops. There we go. I don't know, I think I'm gonna put a bit less cobble into this. Oh yeah. Well, if you guys, I guess we'll kind of see with this one. It's so funny, like some of these builds I completely forget they're man-made. Speaking of which, I think I'm gonna do this for part of episode 50. I'm gonna show you guys what this world looked like before I started putting all the dinosaurs into it, and it now, because they are very different looking worlds. I have terraformed this place so heavily that I don't know, it's kind of crazy. So like if you're somewhat new to the channel and you haven't really seen many of the episodes yet, I mean, I think that'll be really cool for those people, just because, you know, you'll get a somewhat of an idea of how much work I have actually put into this world. Which I think something I kind of forget sometimes is like, I don't always feel like I've done that much, but you know, when I actually like look in at like how much stuff has changed since I spawned in the world, I've done a ridiculous amount of terraforming already, and we're barely even into the park. So, I mean, that fits with how I usually do things. Again, if you're newer here and you haven't seen like a lot of my previous work, I terraform a lot, which is funny because, oh my gosh, that's a pig. I thought that was like a plesiosaur, and I was like, what the heck? I guess it's just gonna hide in there. I was gonna be like, what the heck? I haven't even hatched plesiosaurs. How would there be one in here? Is the mod like broken or something? Which would surprise me. There's a couple of bugs that are still annoying. Let's see, how does this look? Yeah, that looks a lot better too. And see, just like, I don't know, I love doing little things like this because I think it definitely just improves the overall quality of the terrain, and it's making it look a lot nicer. Because now if we run past here, this whole rock face just has more interest to it. And now if we totally bring like the leaves down and kind of just bring back like the overgrown terrain feel. Part of me actually wants to integrate this like, well, that's the funny thing is like, I don't know, the more trees we've put around it and the more I've kind of like worked with the landscape around here, it feels a lot less like, I don't know, shocking than it used to be. Because I don't know, I always used to feel like it was kind of weird to just have this random giant rock pillar out of nowhere. And I still think it is kind of weird to have like just this massive rock tower out of nowhere, but I don't know, the way they've like integrated it into exhibits, I feel like, and just the rest of the terrain around it, I feel is starting to make it work far more. Because I feel like it shouldn't work. I feel like it realistically should not work the way it's working. But I don't know, I like that it is working well. It's cool. I always like that. I don't know, you know what, I guess that's a tip for anyone who's watching this who wants to try and build a zoo like this, or a dinosaur park, or any build really. Sometimes you'll build something, and granted, what I'm about to say I'm incredibly guilty of. Sometimes it's like you'll build something, and at the time when you build it, you end up not being very happy with it. You're like, oh, you know, it should have this or that, and you know, I don't really like how this turned out, and that kind of stuff. And you're always like, you know, like, oh, I wish I'd done this, or I'd done that, or it was better, or something like that. But sometimes, like, even like this, like, I was just saying that about this build. But sometimes if you just give it a bit of time and kind of finish building in the other things that you know are gonna go around it, the build ends up looking a lot nicer just because, well, it finally got the rest of the stuff that was supposed to go around, you know, like, in there. I don't know if that really makes much sense, but that's what I was just thinking, like, you know, it's nice when you have these, whoops, that's the wrong block. All right, that's also the wrong block. I have andesite, I don't know. But yeah, like, it's cool when you have like these little builds that didn't look very good to start with, but like the longer you leave them there and the more you work the rest of the terrain in around them, or I guess if you're building like a city or something, other buildings around them, that kind of just fills in like these gaps that you have. Things start to look way, way nicer. All right, and then we'll like maybe stick to here. Let's see. And I'll just stick like a bit of cobble in here. I'm probably going a bit overboard with this, but you know what? I'm just gonna call it a style. That will be my excuse. It's like fashion, right? You just say, oh, it's a new trend, and then everyone's all over it. It's not a mistake. It's a trend. So yes, this is the trend of maybe overdoing the texturing just a tiny bit. But even that, or I mean, I even think even me going maybe a bit overboard still looks pretty good. I don't know if I'll texture necessarily like all the stuff in these like little back corners, because I mean, even here I'm gonna fill in with like more plants eventually, so. And most of this, like all of that section you'll never see really. Even most of this section you won't see, because again, I'm gonna fill in this river at some point. That was actually, you know what? We're gonna do a bit of like just park history as we also do this. I'm gonna do this in episode 50 as well, so I guess, you know, whatever. But this river here How long ago did I get rid of it? I want to see. Well, I don't remember how many episodes ago that would have been. But basically, that river used to... I think, where was it? It was like right here or something. The river went through like right here and ran all the way along here and up into here somewhere, and it went all the way down through the Dinosaurs exhibit, all the way down to like the Sarcosuchus exhibit. And it was a man-made river. Like, I had to dig that thing out, and it took a long time to like dig and fill with water, and then I got rid of it, and I was like, why did I even do this project? But, you know, it was good. Like, look, you can see right here. This is the old mouth of the river. Got some coal blocks there. Wow, that's crazy. I completely forgot about the river build. Forget about a lot of builds after you do enough of them. Or I guess if you're me, you build over them. You honestly could probably do an archaeological dig. Maybe that's what we'll do, like episode 200 or something. If we ever get there, we'll do like an archaeological dig of the zoo. We'll just go down, see what we can find, like what ancient treasures are hidden beneath the current world and whatnot. Because I mean, oh, it's raining. I mean, it's entirely possible by like, if we ever get to episode 200, that by then, you know, I've raised the entire ground level by like 30 blocks. Like we've built a park on top of this park or something. That could easily happen. But anyway, I think we might end today's episode off here. I don't know, it was just a nice little chill episode. Chill stream, not a stream, but you get what I mean. Like, this is how I like live stream, I guess, isn't it? I just kind of chill and do little bits of work. But yeah, I'm gonna keep working on this between episodes just because, I don't know, I find it enjoyable to work on terrain bits. So I'll probably come back. Maybe next episode we'll work on a bit more of this, work on some more plant life. But yeah, I'm thinking until episode 50, that's probably what it's gonna be. We're just gonna work on little nature bits each episode. Some rock walls. Maybe filling in a couple of these plots that we have. We have a few small ones like this everywhere. Just adding some vegetation to some of the exhibits, stuff like that. I'll have to come up with ideas for that though, so that might take a bit longer. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I hope you've all enjoyed, and until next time, guys. See ya.